right, so question was on ADD, ADHD, mainly more ADHD, right? So how does hyperbaric improve and work with kids with ADHD? Besides just all the studies that we've done that have shown tremendous improvement, these studies, there's MRI studies, SPECT imaging, PET scans, these types of things, what they show is they show tremendous changes in activity in the brain, improved areas after we do 40 treatments in these kids' brains. So we see brain changes tremendously. How that happens is that we're getting this neuroplasticity effect in the brain. Neuroplasticity is just a change in the brain, essentially. What it is reorganization and forming of new neural pathways, right? So you're strengthening weaker pathways, and you're building and forging new pathways, right? So we're going to strengthen, we're going to build new ones. And these neural pathways, right, they're going to get really strong. These are connecting kind of neuron A to B, but basically what happens is now you're making the brain able to process information easier, and these kids have difficulty maybe, attending to or processing information that's coming in at them all at once. So that's through our genetic expression changes or gene expression changes because of these growth factors called trophic factors. Now, two, of course, we're increasing tons of plasma oxygen, right? So we're dumping tons of extra oxygen into our bloodstream, plus the usual way of transport of our red blood cells. So from our lungs, we're dumping this and this. Normally we don't have this. This isn't here. We only have red blood cells. These red blood cells are way bigger. They can carry 1 billion oxygen molecules each. So these oxygen molecules are really tiny. And when they float around in our plasma, in the fluid, they can actually disperse throughout our entire body, everywhere. So especially with people that are trying to grow and heal their brain, it creates a lot of energy, and that's how we heal the brain. That's really, really important. The other thing, detoxification, right? It helps to remove waste and materials, and that's always important for healing and kind of move things along. Inflammation is a big one. Neuroinflammation with any kind of cognitive condition a lot of times, but it really reduces this inflammation aspect neurocognitively, meaning in the brain, which always helps us heal really well. Of course, we're having stem cell release with hyperbaric. That's super important, and we're getting this autonomic system balance where what happens in the brain is that you get this sympathetic, your fight or flight system and your relaxation system get out of balance. And so the fight or flight is not the one you want on all the time, right? And this is the relaxation one. This is the one we want on more. So the fight or flight's really important to have because if a tiger runs through the hallway, we want to be able to move, right? So we pump blood flow to our extremities, our skeletal muscle, so we can move or fight. But that's only good for short term. What happens is this gets locked on, and so when this gets locked on, like it does in a lot of the cases we see, it promotes more, it takes blood flow away from the brain in the digestive system or gut and pushes it towards the muscles, and that's not what you want for a healthy brain to function. But what the hyperbaric does is it really helps to strengthen this system and balance it. So it resets it through all of its effects on pressure and blood vessels, and it's kind of complicated, but basically it takes this system and balances it. So you get this R&R, rest and relaxation, in your fight or flight, and they get balanced because you need that, and they kind of oscillate a little bit throughout the day, but we really don't want it to go wrong, right? When we get tired or, and this system kind of breaks down and we get overwhelmed, and it just seems like this system keeps rising. Hyperbaric really helps promote a healthy autonomic nervous system. That's a really important part of it. All of these are super important, but those are how it really impacts and helps kids with ADD and ADHD.